Hello YouTube. When I looked at this watch initially, it was a great deal on AliExpress from China. It's in a sale. Got it for really cheap, but I didn't really like it. When I looked at it online, it was a heavy, big, chunky watch. I kind of wanted to hate it, and it's everything about a watch that I wouldn't wear. I wouldn't have for myself. And then I got it, and the more I look at it, the more I wear it, and I love the watch, but it's everything against that I like in a watch. So we're going to go through that today. We're going to have a chat about it. We're going to have a real deep look at it, and maybe this is a way to say sometimes when you see watches online or in reviews or in pictures and videos, it might not be your kind of watch, but if you actually wear it and have a look at it, you might find that you quite enjoy that kind of watch. You never know. So let's have a look. So this is the watch. It's a Cadisen, let's say oak. This watch is inspired by an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak watch. Now, those watches are fabulous watches, high-end watches. They're £22,000, and the design of this watch is very much in that style. So I bought this watch for £63 all in, delivered from China to UK and everything. So I couldn't refuse that as an offer. It's just an incredible price, but the amount of watch you got for that is amazing. Now AliExpress do sales, so that is a sale price, so you have to wait for the sales if you want that price, but you can also buy it. It's very reasonable. So let's go in and have a little look. So here we go. It's an incredible watch. The things I didn't like were it's super chunky, super heavy. The strap is integrated, so you can't really change the strap. It's designed to flow, you know, with the strap. If you put another strap on there, you just got super short lugs and it looks kind of weird. It goes down flat and then you go straight to your strap underneath. So you got to wear the metal strap. You haven't got a chance to change that. It's very big for me. It's a 42mm. It's not massive, but I prefer 40mm. The strap is very chunky. It's got a butterfly clasp, so you don't have much option to adjust it. Take out your links, and if it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And inside, let's have a look on the back. So see, we've got an automatic movement, which is a Miyota 8215. Now, it's a love-hate relationship with this movement, because the movement itself is one of the cheapest movements you can put in an automatic watch that's any good. There is cheaper ones, but they're just no good. The 8215 is a very old design. It works very well, but there is design flaws in it. So the second hand here going round is not directly driven, it's indirectly driven. So you have gears. One gear is super tight and the other gear has got a lot of tolerances. Okay, so when it's pushing the second wheel, it's engaging and it's always pushing and it's going round perfectly. But give it a knock and the tolerances allow that gap, and while this goes round, the second hand doesn't do anything. So it's called a stutter. This is the indirect drive of the second hand. It will stutter in certain orientations, or if it gets a knock. But the thing is, because the wheels are driven but just with tolerances, the timing is not affected at all. It catches up. So in fact, this watch is doing about 6 seconds a day, which is amazing for that kind of old style design. And the more you look into this watch, you start to realize that it's actually an amazing value for money watch that actually looks incredible. So first of all, I'm very into legibility. I like to see instantly the time. And this watch is great for that. There's no mistaking, nothing blends into the background. You can instantly see the time in all light conditions, all variations, no problem at all. Even with a lot of reflection, you're still going to see the time. So that's good. The other thing is, inside it's got a thing called a tapisserie dial. So it's these little cubes that are cut into the surface. Now, in the expensive watch, they're all milled with a Rose engine or some kind of expensive machine to mill these out. But in this one, it could be a cast resin, it could be laser etched, it could be something else, I don't know. But it's manufactured in a mass-produced way. But the result is incredible. It really is a great result, very close to the original. Underneath the tapisserie dial, you've got a sunburst. So in certain lights, you'll get a reflection that shines round at different angles depending on the angle of the light. So you've got that underneath the tapisserie, and then on top of that you got a Fume dial. So that means the center and the outside are different shades, so it looks like it glows. I'll show you some pictures different to this to get an idea of what it looks like in different light. And what they do is they take the dial on its own and they spin it, and then they spray a darker coating around the edge with a spray. It can be automated, but you get this graded effect from quite dark to nothing in the middle. So you get this lovely kind of glow effect. Really, really nice. So that dial is stunning, and you'll end up looking at that dial a lot. I do. In there, the Cadisen and the 100 meters water resistance on little raised platforms and then printed. So it's also really, really nice. Really nicely done. The hands have facets, they're not flat, which gives it a nice play with the light. Obviously it's all loomed. The loom is okay. It's not fantastic loom, but it's okay. You got the nice spear tip second hand, or highly polished. All of the applied indices are highly polished. Got your date window, very clear, legible date. And it's just a nice watch. It just works really well, keeps great time. On the side, we've got very coarse brushing, but that's done for a reason. It's done for the looks and the aesthetics, and it's done really nicely. Vertical brushing on the sides. We've got a polished edge here. We've got vertical brushing here on the tops, and then that carries down all through the straps. And this strap is really great, actually. All solid links. And the way they've done it, it's all brushed really nicely, and it just catches the light. It's got these facets just really catch the light. I'll put it on my wrist a minute so you can see. So you can see, maybe you can see it just catches the light at every angle of each facet, and it really molds to your wrist well. Now, the distance from here to here, or the lug width, is 58 millimeters, which is massive. I've got 7-inch wrist, so I haven't got a massive wrist, but that is massive. And if you look, it's probably from there to there is probably wider than my wrist, but because the case is curved and these curved down with facets as well, it just hugs your wrist. So the whole thing is kind of locked on your wrist and it just doesn't move. It's just so comfortable. So even though it's a big weight, there's a lot of metal, a lot of stainless steel, but it's just really comfortable and it sits really, really well. So let's take it off. Satisfying clasp, and you've got Cadisen laser etched into the clasp there. So yeah, so the more you get into this watch, the more you start to love it, I think. Really nice display case back, and you can see the counterweight there, it moves really easily, so it winds itself up, no problem at all, keeps wound all day and all night if you're wearing it. Screw down back, easy to maintain. Then you've got this really nice hexagonal winder, and it's a screw down winder, so you've got your 100 meters water resistance, and you undo it and it pops out quite nicely there, just popped out. And now you can wind it, and it's a very nice wind, very smooth wind. Pull it out for date, pull it fully out for the time, and the threads are very, very good. Not had any problem with engagement, so you can lock it down again. Now this design is supposed to be inspired by the naval portal, on ships, which I think it does really well. Obviously it's not Cadisen's design, it's somebody else's design, but it represents that portal, and it's just a really nice feature, I think. It's got some polishing and some brushing, contrast. These, I'm not sure if these are real or fake screws, but they're all, something that's really nice is they're all really nicely lined up, all the slots around in a circle, which is really nice. Yeah, just a really great watch, and you can see in that dial just how detailed it is and what's going on in that dial. It's lovely. I mean, who wears a watch this thick? Well, apparently a lot of people, because it just fits really, really well. Fantastic watch. So 12.5mm thick, which is actually quite thin for a case that has got display back, which is always a bit thicker. It's got sapphire crystal glass on the top there. It has a 20mm lug width, but you're going to keep it on the design strap because it's an integrated strap. So you're not really going to change that. But Cadisen do a lot of designs. They have a lot of dials. They have meteorite dials, they have plain dials, they have this tapisserie dial, fumes, non-fumes. So they've got loads of options you can choose from, all really cheap. So in terms of the movement, it's changed. This watch has changed my mind about this movement. The Miyota 8215. It's really made it acceptable to me, even though I know there's design flaws in it. It just runs really well. It's really easy to wind and maintain. And to be honest, I just like it. And if it saves a lot of money by putting this movement in and it works just as well, then why not? You know, why not do that? I do like my nice movements, but if I want to go for value rather than quality, then I'm just going to go for this kind of movement. It's just fine. I really like it. So there you go. That's the Cadisen, and all of the specs and the details. And I'm ending up wearing this one a real lot in my collection of budget kind of watches. It's quite a tough kind of watch. You can bash it about, not worry about it. The price is very cheap. It'd be a great kind of gift watch for somebody that's got a bit of a bigger wrist. 7-inch wrist is definitely the minimum. I wouldn't go any lower than that, but anything bigger or someone with a bigger wrist, this is an ideal watch for it. It would just be absolutely perfect. You'll end up looking at the dial a lot. It's just so interesting. You go to look at the time, you're looking at the dial, and then you have to look again to see what the time was because you're looking at the dial. It's just quite an eye-catching watch. I really love it. So the watch I was going to hate, and I wanted to hate it for all the reasons, I end up loving it. I ended up wearing it loads in my collection. So that just goes to show you need to try watches on. You need to wear watches for a bit, and that is one of the benefits of a homage watch. If you are the sort of person that is spending a lot of money on watches, buy a homage first, wear it around for a while, get used to it, see what you think of it, because after a couple of weeks you might find it's not really the style for you or the watch for you. But if you love it, then spend the money on the bigger watch, and knowing that you're going to love it and it's going to be, you know, just what you want. So that is one use of a homage watch if you're going for the bigger watches. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for all the views. It's going really well. The meme versus non-meme videos are doing really well. I must say the meme videos are a bit more popular, but that might be because YouTube pushes them more. I'm still going to do both because I think it suits two very different audiences. And yeah, thanks for your support, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, bye.